Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're keeping it short, sweet, and under 5 minutes. But we are looking at something absolutely fascinating. We're going to discover some seriously profound life lessons just by looking at the sheer biological resilience of the lotus flower.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Have you ever actually stopped to wonder what a simple plant can teach us about surviving? And not just surviving, but actually thriving in the absolute harshest environments? We're always looking to, great human thinkers for life advice, but nature? Nature's been perfecting survival for millions of years. Let's see exactly how the lotus models surviving chaos.
So, Lesson 1, Rising Above the Mud.
And this brilliantly illustrates where our first lesson starts, right at the very beginning of the lotus's metaphorical life cycle. We start way down deep in the dirt. Think about it. On one side, you've got this murky, stagnant water, right? This represents your origins or maybe the chaos going on around you. But then on the other side, you have the perfectly clean petal. That's your purity, your potential. See, a lotus grows in thick, stagnant muck, but its petals emerge absolutely spotless, completely untouched by the filth beneath it. It really teaches us that your origins do not define your purity. You can literally rise directly out of chaos and remain completely untainted.
Moving right along to Lesson 2, the patience of seeds.
Now, what's really interesting here is the astonishing biological reality of the lotus seed's lifespan while it's just sitting down there in the dark mud. Consider this massive number, 1,000. 1,000 years, that is literally how long a single lotus seed has been known to wait in absolute dormancy before germinating. It just sits there, patiently in the mud, waiting for centuries. Centuries for the exact right water and the exact right light.
Which brings us to this incredibly powerful takeaway. Dormancy is not death, it's preparation. Just pause and think about that for a second. Your own potential doesn't just expire because you're waiting for the perfect moment. Sometimes, a period of what feels like inactivity is actually deep, absolutely necessary preparation.
Next up, Lesson 3, Trusting Your Natural Rhythm.
So when all that preparation finally pays off and the flower breaks the surface, we see just how highly responsive it is to its daily environment. At dawn, it opens up and expands to the light. At dusk, it gracefully folds back up and withdraws. And at night, it simply rests in the darkness. The lotus never, ever tries to force its bloom in the dark. It teaches us this absolutely vital lesson of trusting our own natural rhythm. It's all about knowing exactly when to show up with full energy and knowing when, frankly, it's just time to log off, withdraw, and recharge.
That brings us to Lesson 4, Breathing Through the Darkness.
Even as it blooms beautifully up there in the sun, we have to take a brief moment to look back below the surface at the hidden mechanics actually keeping it alive. The lotus survives because of a hollow stem. This is a biological plant structure filled with these intricate air channels, and they deliver necessary oxygen directly to the roots buried deep, deep down in the stagnant mud. So the crucial point here is this. Just like the lotus, we've got to find ways to stay connected to our source of light and breath, even when we find ourselves submerged in really dark places.
And finally, Lesson 5, Present Beauty, Future Legacy.
Let's wrap up this metaphorical life cycle by looking at the absolute peak of the lotus's growth. Most plants bloom, and then, much later on, they produce seeds. But the lotus, it's entirely unique. It simultaneously creates its present expression, the beautiful flower, and its future legacy, the seed pod. No way, right? They literally appear at the exact same time, side by side. It so perfectly illustrates that creation and continuation happen simultaneously in our own lives, too. You are both the present expression of who you are today and the legacy you're actively building for tomorrow.
We've seen how this incredible plant rises from the mud, waits patiently, trusts its rhythm, breathes through the dark, and builds its legacy, all packed into just a few minutes. So, I want to wrap up this quick explainer by leaving you with this lingering, provocative thought. How are you blooming in your own life? Keep that question with you today, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.